Hey there, Tube Titan 12 here with a video about Overlord. It has been quite some time since I made a video dealing with Overlord, but when the anime ended, I just didn't really know where to go. But I'm in two Facebook groups talking about Overlord. There's an Overlord Season 4 group, and there's a normal just Overlord group. I like them both, but I really like the Overlord group, so if you're on Facebook, definitely go and join. I typed in that group, I put up a post saying, hey, what's a topic I can talk about? And one of the members just said, hey, what about if Yuri Alpha was the companion to Momon, aka Ainz, instead of Nabe? And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool to think about. And I thought about that a lot. And this video is going to be talking about, what would it be like if she was the companion, not Nabe. Now, before I get to that, Nabe, the character, is super beautiful. She's gorgeous. Great. However, one thing I didn't understand is how no one picked up on her being just off as a person. She constantly would tell people they're insects. She didn't want to talk to other humans. She looked at them as they were disgusting. Constantly had the weird face, but again, she was pretty, so I guess people didn't pick up on it. I figured at least the girls would, but the guys and girls, they just kind of went with it. I guess Momon was so energetic and kind, they kind of just overlooked her personality, which was awful. I mean, she hated humans all the time, and she avoided them, and it just didn't make any sense that nobody picked up on it. Now, vice versa, in the light novels and in the anime, it talked about him kind of regretting using her. And he thought about using Beta Lupus Regina. I think that's her full name, but I'm going to mess that up. So I'm just going to stick to calling her Beta. He thought about using her initially, but in my opinion, that would have been way worse. Now, I talked earlier about Nabe, saying all this nasty stuff and nobody picking up on it. The opposite is with Beta. Everybody picks up on Beta not being right. Even though she looks human, every time she runs into people, especially Henry's goblins, they really don't trust her. Anytime she gets close, they're showing up to ready to fight her because she's very, very kind with her words, but you could just tell that her killer instinct is just really, really bad. I can make a whole video about her, and I probably will, but she would have been a horrible choice because she's not going to say anything mean. She won't say anything bad to anybody. However, if they got to a fight like they got to a fight with all those goblins and ogres and whatnot, she wouldn't hurt one of the humans. However, if an ogre was getting ready to bash their head in, she wouldn't do anything. She would let it happen and smile as it's happening. That's her personality to where she's sadistic and she just likes seeing people suffer. So even though she's nice with her words, she would have been a terrible companion. So luckily, Ainz didn't make that huge mistake and he went with Nabe. So going back to Yuri. Now, Yuri herself, one of the main reasons that Ainz didn't use her is because even though in the anime she looks human, I found out in my readings that she is not human. She's undead. She's an undead creature. She's very, very cold. It would have been a bad idea. But for this video purposes, we're going to pretend like that's not a thing. We're going to pretend that she has a ring like Ainz. They can stop abilities like detect undead from showing who she is. And let's say for the video purposes, there's some way for her to be human-like amongst humans, okay? So, even if she was human-like, I still don't think she would be a good fit. I think she would honestly be worse than Beta as a pick for Ainz because of her personality. She looks like a teacher. And the reason is because her creator, I might mispronounce this, but Yumeko, I think that's how you say it. But that was her creator. She was a teacher in real life. So I think Yuri kind of takes on a lot of those characteristics. Throughout the seasons and in the light novels, you notice that how when she talks to people, she's very, very motherly and teacher-like to where a lot of the maids call her Big Sis. Even though she's not the strongest maid, I think she is maybe power-wise. I think she's around the same power level as Intoma. So she's amongst the maids, she's not that strong because Nabe is way stronger than her. However, amongst the humans of that world, she's super powerful. Like she would be able to easily defeat Evil Eye, who technically defeated Intoma. But I'm gonna put this out there: Evil Eye would lose to Intoma, and under any other circumstance. The only reason why Evil Eye beat Intoma was because she had that spell with the insect repellent type spell or whatever. If she had that, she would have got bodied. I will never admit that Evil Eye could take Intoma. Intoma's way better. She would win that fight. So Yuri is around that same power level. So I think she'd also be one of the strongest people ever. So the power difference between her and Nabe, I think Nabe is in the 60s power level wise. And I'm using the power level of Nazareth, like up to 100. I'm using that power level. And I think Nabe's in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But anyway, power wise, I think she would do just fine. However, her style, she likes to teach. She's very, very hands on. She likes to work hard. She doesn't like to see things that are being done lazily. So if she sees something not get done, she wants to work and get it done. She wants to help out. I know she's talking about the orphanage to help teach the kids and help people grow. She wants things to keep moving forward and progress. For Ainz, that would be very problematic. With Nabe, because Nabe wanted to just get away from everybody, she'd ask him a lot of questions. She was just so distraught by being around humans to where she kept quiet and she kept super reserved. So Ainz, while he was acting as Momo, didn't have to do a lot of work. He didn't have to talk to her or that much or worry about her saying the wrong thing. With Yuri, she's going to talk, she's going to interact. She might even help out the humans from time to time. She's a very kind-hearted person. Don't get me wrong, she'll kill a human very easily. When the invaders invaded the two of Nazareth, oh, she was all about that. She was watching just like everybody else. But if she was out as an adventurer, she would be more of a kind-hearted person. She would ask a lot of questions, a ton of questions. And Ainz is a person who doesn't want questions asked. He likes to go with the flow, let things around him happen, and try to just jump in on the last moment. That's Ainz' personality. And Yuri is the opposite of that. She's going to want to strategize, think about things. And Ainz, again, one of the biggest things about Overlord is Ainz, even though he's very, very smart, it's not that he can predict things. He's really good at analyzing and then reacting. That's that was his playing style when he was a gamer. He would just constantly gather information, that type of thing. He likes to sit back and hear about what's happening. You're somebody who wants to teach. She's more of a teacher, a forward-thinking person. And that clash of personality would not go well, in my personal opinion. So I think that Ainz made the right choice by using Nabe. If he used Yuri, I think it will be problematic over time just because of her personality and the way she does things. She likes to teach and to really, really be kind to humans in general. I just don't see her acting in the same way that Nabe did and making it easier for Ainz. I think Ainz would have a lot harder job controlling her and having her do things the way that he wants them done, because again, she wouldn't be sitting back and waiting for things. She'd be more proactive to help him grow. And that's something he doesn't really like too much. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope I made sense. Again, I love all those characters, but in my opinion, the best person was Nabe to take. I can't think of anybody else. What would have been my super, super ultra fan fiction that I know would be impossible if Sebas and Ainz went out together. Dog, just think about that for a second. I might make a video about that as a what if he was the one that went out. But anyway, take care, guys. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later. Deuces.